For an object to be called a planet, it must do three things: orbit its host star, be mostly round, and the third one is the reason behind dwarf planets. And that is having gravity that dominates the path of the planet, like throwing asteroids away or taking them as moons, something the dwarf planets don't have. We have 5 dwarf planets in the solar system, with of course Pluto being the most famous one. It lives in the Kuiper belt beyond Neptune, and it's 1400 miles wide, which is about half the width of the United States, and so far from the sun that the brightest time on it is equal to 300 times the brightness of a full moon on Earth. And we actually experience that brightness every single day. There is a time on Earth called Pluto time, which is when the brightness on Earth is the same brightness as the brightest time on Pluto, and it's usually around dawn and dusk. But the most unique thing about Pluto is its moons, even though it has only 5 moons. But one of them is so interesting. Charon is half the size of Pluto, making it the largest known satellite relative to its planet in the entire solar system, which is why Pluto and Charon are referred to as double planet. And they are in a state called tidal locking, which is facing the same side of each other all the time, which means that Charon hovers over the same spot and never rises or sets. So if you stand in the right side of Pluto, you will always see Charon hanging in the sky. But in my opinion, the most amazing thing about Pluto, which actually is mind-blowing, is the shape on its surface. When New Horizons arrived to Pluto in 2015, it saw this amazing 1,000 miles wide heart on the surface. But that's not it. The dwarf planets gets even more beautiful if you look at it from behind. When New Horizons flew behind Pluto while it was blocking the sun, this is what it looked like. A blue halo surrounds the planet. A blue haze. We believe it's the doing of sunlight hitting methane and the atmosphere of the dwarf planet. But Pluto isn't the closest dwarf planet to Earth. That's Ceres, the largest object in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. The only dwarf planet located inside the solar system, and was actually classified as a planet in the past, and the first dwarf planet visited by a spacecraft during the Dawn mission in 2015. If you thought Pluto was interesting, well, this dwarf planet has a potential of life. We think it has 25% of its mass as water, which if true, then it has more water than Earth. Yes, Earth has 71% water, but that's surface coverage, not total mass. And it has long-lasting chemical energy on it, which is essential for life as we know it. Ceres is described as an embryonic planet, which means it started to form but didn't finish due to Jupiter's strong gravity. And the final mystery is that it must have been hit by several enormous asteroids while in the asteroid belt. But the craters on it says otherwise. The largest crater is only about 175 miles wide. So yeah, maybe these objects don't classify as planets, but you'll have to agree, they are unique in their own way. And maybe one day we will change the definition of planets once again and welcome these worlds as part of the family.